Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Digimon News September 2024. I'm your host, Rordrik, and today we'll be diving into many different topics that are coming in Digimon in September of this year. First, in the card game, where everything is coming, and you are all expected at this point. This is where most of their interest and investment has been lately. The Bandai Card Games live stream is coming in Japan in October. The Digimon card game has released an Omnimon binder with some exclusive alternative art cards that come with it over on Premium Bandai. A new set has been announced, the Chain of Liberation, which will be coming in November 29th. Here in the global regions of North America, we have now just recently released the 3 main Digimon Liberator boosters and starter decks. And in Japan later will be coming the Cross Evolution set. In the Digimon card game client, a new set has been added. Over on the VPET side, some sad news as the Vital Bracelet online apps Arena has been shut down, and all of the aftermath that will come from that. On the anime front, there actually is some news that the long-awaited Digimon movies that we're getting an English dub will be released. Over in video games, nothing official has come out, still, but the fans have stepped up with a fan-made game that looks quite fun. Over on the merchandise front, there's actually not that much, except for a $200 poster. We'll dive into that more later. Digimon Liberator continues, with issue 5 being released. Issue 6 is now out and will be continuing to release this month, with more tips to come. And stay tuned for more things that will be coming in Digimon in September of 2024. So let us dive into our top stories. First of all, we have the card game. As stated, the Digimon card game's live stream will be coming in on October 3rd at 6 p.m. in Japan time, so you will have to translate it over to your local times. This is talking about all things Bandai, so we know there are other card games besides Digimon, such as Dragon Ball Z and others that they may have. So this won't be exclusively to us, but I assume there will be some talk of that happening as well there. So I don't believe there will be much new unless they reveal some of the cards that will be coming in the Chain of Liberation set that they just announced, so that will be the most likely thing that I see we'll find there. Speaking of this Omnimon binder, if you are looking to get it, you are running out of time, as pre-orders will be closing soon. For this lovely binder that comes with 9 different alternative art cards with 2 copies each. So do bear in mind that this binder, these 18 cards, and a few sleeves for them will run you $80. Yes, this is a premium Bandai product, which normally has a very high price tag. But unless you are a die-hard of the card game, I do not know if many will be able to stomach such a price for it. But if you are looking for something that's fairly exclusive that not many people will pick up, this is for you. Moving on to new stuff in the card game that has been announced, the Chain of Liberation set will be coming in November. The end of November, November 29th. The cover that was revealed shows that it will likely focus on the Digimon debug team, including Tyrannomon and Frigimon, which we have now seen their new mega forms that have come out. But it also shows on the cover of this some strange Digimon blob that has Bracelet. It seems like some sort of possibly I get like imprisoned kind of Digimon, punish some dark area type thing. We have no idea what this is just yet, but more information will likely be coming soon. And over in Global, as I said, Digimon Liberator is coming out with 3 different things, as we have been talking about and been ready for. The Terramon and Shumon starter decks are here, along with EX07 is coming as well, with the additional cards to support it, as well as Impmon and the 3 Musketeers coming with it. Support for that as well, as we've talked about that plenty. And over on the Japan side, we're getting the Cross Evolution set, which focuses heavily actually on the Cross Wars manga, which is something that's definitely interesting. So we may well get Shopmon Cross 7 appears on the cover, and things like Luminamon and things that many of you may not realize unless you've read the manga yourself. There are many interesting things that they could do with this. And I'm just so very glad to see something that isn't adventure focused. I love adventure, but please, give us more things, Bandai, not just in your card game. And also we'll include more other things from Liberator as well. So, that is the biggest chunk of our news. That is the card game. The card game gets lots of support and love from Bandai because it keeps making them money as they put out new sets, so that's what they love. On the more fan side of things with the Digimon card game client, it has been updated. The BT17 has now been added, and I'm sure they are continuing to work on more versions and updates to it. It now has a standalone client that seems like it will auto-update itself, so there's no longer any need to do the unusual updating of your client every so often by just going and re-downloading it, but it did remove all of my decks. I did have to go in briefly and re-put many of them in, which, with the copy and paste from many websites, is not a particularly difficult thing to do. So, thank you very much to Huang Zero and everyone who is working on that project over there. Now for a little bit of more sad news, on the VPET side of things, as happened at the end of August, this was discussing, is there is a forced update to the Vital Bracelet Online Arena app in which it will force the servers to be shut down and only have the local things available. So what this means is support for the Vital Bracelet, as the writing has been on the wall for a while, appears to have officially been cancelled. That there will be nothing more moving on in the future, most likely. Do not worry, for those of you who have Digimon on there, you should still be able to access the app for its offline functions, meaning you can still store your Digimon there, but anything that required online capabilities in order to use, such as arena battles and battling other people, will no longer be available. Over on the anime side, still no new movies, still no new anime, nothing new there, but there is something that they have talked about a long time ago. The pre-orders are now available for the Digimon movie collection. That is the first 3 movies. This collection is reasonably priced at $23 currently, plus shipping. It seems like it'll be a little more if you don't pre-order it now. But it contains the first 3 movies. The Digimon Adventure, which, yes, is the same name as the season, but it was also the name of the movie, because it was pretty much a promo movie for it, with Red Greymon. Yes, if you've never compared these 2 images, yes, that is a different Greymon, and you will never unsee the chicken legs. You're welcome. Our War Game, which was the second part of the Digimon movie, and Hurricane Touchdown, and whatever other name you want to call that that movie. It has an incredibly long title if you use its full thing. But the weirdest thing for this is we technically already had these 3 movies. Yes, there is more things that will be added. It was cut down slightly for the translation of the one that they stuck into one movie of 3 movies, which I think vastly improved Hurricane Touchdown to actually make a lot more sense to have the cuts. So it will be interesting to see what they do with the additional lines. Apparently they were able to bring everybody back, so they're still the original voice cast, able to redo these lines and give us more content to enjoy with Digimon. But as eagle-eyed people have pointed out, they call this Digimon Movie Collection 1. Does that mean that we will get more collections of these? Because honestly, these 3 movies most people have seen because they were released together in English and most people are aware of them. But the other O2 movie of Diaboromon Strikes Back and the 2 Tamer movies that could possibly be in the next set, those are far more unlikely for people to know about, let alone getting into the Frontier one, the Data Squad movie, or 2 if you want to count that odd season recap they did with the Digimon as another movie. There are many other Digimon movies that never really got translated, or many of you had a chance to see. So those I would be far more interested to see. But I'm guessing what will happen is, if this one does well, then we'll get more. So we may have to, well, get out there and support this one to make sure they know that we are interested in getting more of these movies. Now, over on the video game front, there is nothing new official. Nothing new about the next story game, nothing new about a mobile game, nothing that we've been asking about. But thankfully, the fan base is amazing. Thank you to Dragonrod Art, we have a Digimon Digital Tamers 2. If you are looking for a more complete video about this, where I go very in-depth into it, you can find that over here. That rambles on for about 20 minutes of about what you are getting into when you do this game. But it is a beautiful game that clearly shows there's a lot of passion and time put into this game. It is an homage to a lot of different mechanics that are mishmashed together from other Digimon games while putting in some of its own. And it is very interesting to me, just to be aware, like many Digimon games, there definitely is a bit of a grind and time commitment if you want to get far in this game. I have been told that later on in the game there are things that will improve that and make it a little easier, and if you're interested, why not stop by the streams? I do fully plan to be streaming this for a while as well, especially since it's new, and if you people enjoy it, let me know, and I'll give you more of it. Give you more tips as I learn more things, or just stream it more so you can get an idea of what you're getting yourself into. Now, over on the merchandise front, this is a very strange month. Every single month, I've had 3 or 4 things, multiple things to give you. They're pumping out merchandise because that's an easy thing to do, and it's something that gives them a lot of income, and I really was struggling to even find anything to put in here. Going into the Premium Bandai website, I was able to find something that is newly available for pre-order, though it will not be available for long, and I'm thinking I might understand why. This Kenji Watanbe Digimon Adventure 25th Anniversary Original Art Reproduction poster. So it is something that is made to be original art, but also a reproduction, so it's not actually the original? That seems strange because they're asking $200 for it. Now, when I first saw it, it's like, oh, $200 for original art. Okay, that makes... Now, this is a reproduction, and they're still asking $200 for it. Alright, Premium Bandai, you do you, but whew, that's a bit rich for my blood. Over on the Digimon Liberator side of things, it continues to move on. Issue 5 came out, and I thought it was one of the best issues so far because it actually started to dive more into the oddities of this world, into the story, things that could be far more interesting to me, and I was excited about. Issue 6 came out September 13th, and it appears in 2 weeks we'll be getting the next one as usual, and it's much like I expected. Issue 6 is a battle. You can pretty much assume at this point every even number is going to be a battle, where every odd number will actually give us some sort of plot. At least that's what it's been for many issues already, and given how formulaic the novel has been, I assume we will continue this as well. I do mean to go more in-depth into Liberator in another video at some point, now that I have a little more to talk about after so many months of it being out. I don't know who this is for, because even in the most recent issue, they're putting new Digimon in, so even people who understand the card game, they're not telling us what these cards do, so even they can't understand it. So if people that don't understand the card game can't know what's going on, and people who do know the card game don't know what's going on, who is this for? I mean, if you're enjoying it, all the more power to you. Don't let me tell you what to like and not like, but it has been a hard sell for me, even to this point. The tips continue to come out, and they are not adding much for me. Like, one comes out to explain a battle, and tip 9 was about patch notes. That is for a game, but we're not actually playing the game, so you're just teasing us that, hey, you don't have a game? Don't remind us that we don't have a game, Bandai. You're just gonna anger us. Unless you're just really think, the Chinese people are used to patch notes for their mobile games that they get.
Salt.
Still salty. Yeah, just a little bit. We still have to wait a while before we get to see any more of the other comics that were coming out, because those ones that won the contest won't be around for another couple months. And just another miscellaneous thing that I happen to find out is looking around on the Digimon Partner website, is there is a lot of people that have been large fans of Digimon for a long time that they've reached out to, and apparently are getting to do some official Digimon art to be put into a magazine. Now, I'm not 100% sure what it's about. The details on this seem pretty light so far, but that is really cool if there are Lifetime's fans that are getting a chance to publish something, and usually things that are on the Digimon Partner website will eventually be free, so we'll get to see what they're up to. Hopefully I'll be able to learn a little more as we start to see some of these images and figure out a little more of what that's going on. And I found this image here, which looked very good, so if it gives us more things like that, I will be rather interested. And that's all for the Digimon news of September 2024. Is there anything I missed? Is there anything you want to know more about? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any more Digimon news that's coming from me. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And until the next one, take care everyone. Rordrik, signing off. Good night, everybody.